impact someone's future are very difficult to make. When I chose to join the Army National Guard, there were many different factors that affected my decision. Among the numerous reasons I decided to join the Army, a big one was to prove to people that I can do hard things and that I'm more than just an energetic blonde. Although basic training will take up the majority of my summer and be very physically demanding, I know that the experience will be something that will make me a better person in many ways. When I made my decision to commit to the Army National Guard in December of 2022, I was at my best. One of my closest friends, Brittany, was the person who first got me interested in the Army. She asked if I would consider meeting her recruiter, Sarah, and after I agreed and met with her, everything took off and happened fast. The next thing I knew, I was swearing in. The first time I met with Sarah, I never thought I could commit the next 8 years of my life to something like the Army. When most people think of the Army, they probably think of war, and they might have the assumption that it's a full-time job. This is what I thought. Then Sarah told me that it's only 1 weekend a month, plus basic training and AIT. AIT is where you are trained for the job you chose for the Army. My job is called 88 Mike, and I will be the person who gets to drive all of the Army vehicles. Basic training is 9 weeks and 4 days, and AIT is about 6 weeks. Of course, this was a very difficult decision for me because I would be giving up 2.5 months of this summer and about half of my summer after my senior year. But other than these two events, I only have drill once a month, and for the next 8 years, I'll go to 2 weeks of training in the summer. If I choose to deploy to a combat zone, I can do that. Doing this would be a good opportunity to travel and make good money. After college, I will consider deployment because I know that is another way I can be my best self and have a new experience. Aside from getting paid to go to drill and all of my training, the guards pay my full tuition as well. Also, because of the job that I chose, I will receive a $20,000 bonus over the next 6 years. This job will provide me with healthcare coverage, and it also provides me with full retirement if I stay in for 20 years. Aside from the financial benefits of guards, I also know that I will grow mentally and physically because of this experience. I could also gain guidance and job exploration opportunities. The benefits of money, health care, retirement, payment of tuition, and mental and physical growth were all factors in my decision to enlist in the military, which will help me to become my best self. There is a complicated process you have to go through to enlist in the military called MEPS. MEPS stands for Military Entrance Processing Station. It's a place in the cities where you take the ASVAB test, and the next morning you get up at 4 a.m., and for the rest of the day, you do a bunch of medical exams to make sure you're physically and mentally fit to join. I was forced to be very independent during this process, and that helped me to also be my best self. The people at MEPS have a goal to exclude you from being able to join and ask you a lot of questions about your medical history. There is certain information you can't disclose, or you will be permanently disqualified. So everyone there had a lot of anxiety that they would say something wrong, including me. I didn't say anything wrong, but I got automatically disqualified because I have metal in my ankle. This made it so there was a waiver and a lot of paperwork that had to be done in order for me to swear in that day. This was a part of the process where I had to do my best to cooperate and be patient while extremely exhausted. I was very scared for my first drill. I didn't know what to expect, and all the worst possible scenarios were going through my mind on the drive there. Luckily, Brittany and I were driving together, and she was with me most of the time. Our drills are in Mankato, and she goes to college in New Ulm, so I had driven to her college Friday night so that I didn't have as long as a drive on Saturday morning. When we got to the Mankato Armory at 8 a.m. on Saturday, we had to watch some presentations, and then we worked out and had lunch. After lunch, we went outside and built snow forts and played capture the flag. Even though this part was fun and easy, I was still at my best because I was with people I had just met at a new place and I was out of my comfort zone. The majority of drill was super fun. The food was good and the people were amazing. I laughed harder at the lunch table with the people I had just met than I had in a long time. There were a few times where we had to get into formation and learn the proper ways to move and turn. That was hard to get used to, but I caught on pretty quick. The other thing that was difficult to remember is that you always have to address the leaders by their title. Most of the leaders there are sergeants, and you have to say yes or no, sergeant, to anything that they say. After this drill, when I knew that I could do this. This experience of drill is what I will be doing the majority of my time in guards for the next 8 years. The hardest part of guards that I will have to get through will be basic training, which isn't a very long period of time when you look at the big picture. But after this drill, I knew that I was overthinking and everything will be better than I expect it to be. After graduating basic training, I think I will be at my best in many different ways. The Army has taught me a lot already, from times with my recruiter, my day at MEPS, and just one drill. This whole experience has taught me to get out of my comfort zone, and drill showed me how easy it can be to make new relationships with people when you all have something in common and are working as a team. I'm Shay At My, and this is a time when I was at my best.